Hey, Spurs fans, welcome to another video on our channel, where you can follow everything about the giant Tottenham Hotspur. And today, we have news that marks the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new era in the club's squad. After their historic Europa League victory, Tottenham have officially announced the departure of several key players. Some contracts have expired, some loans are coming to an end, and some transfers have been confirmed. But what do these changes mean for the future of the team? Stay with us until the end, because this news could shake up the starting lineup. Last Saturday, Tottenham confirmed the departure of 5 players from the current squad after the end of the season. Fraser Forster, Sergio Reguilon, and Alfie Whiteman are leaving due to the end of their contracts, while Timo Werner ends his loan and returns to Germany. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has been signed permanently by Olympique de Marseille following an automatic clause in his loan. The player's departure comes shortly after winning the Europa League, marking a clear process of rebuilding. Among the names, the one that attracted the most attention was Timo Werner, who played in 41 matches and contributed 3 goals and 6 assists. Fullback Reguilon also bids farewell after spells at clubs such as Atletico Madrid, Manchester United, and Brentford. Overall, the announcement marks the end of an era for the squad, the beginning of a rebuild. Under Ange Postecoglou, the mass exodus has caused a stir in the English press and among Spurs fans. Analysts from BBC, Sport and Sky Sports pointed out that the overhaul was expected, but the number of departures after a European title came as a surprise. Among fans, opinions are divided. Many approve of the squad overhaul as a sign of ambition and planning, while others question the lack of continuity, especially with names like Højbjerg and Werner, who, despite criticism, contributed at decisive moments. On social media, the hashtag #RebuildSpurs became a trending topic. Former players such as Jermaine Genius praised the club's courage in making difficult decisions. Shortly after a victory, the departure of these players should make room for young talents and specific reinforcements that are already being analyzed by the board. With the preseason approaching, Ange Postecoglou will face the challenge of putting together a competitive squad while maintaining the momentum of the Europa League. New signings are expected to be announced in the coming weeks, especially for key positions such as attack and midfield. Names such as James Maddison and Bentancur, who have gained prominence, are expected to take on even more responsibility on the pitch. In addition, the retention of players such as Son and Kulusevski becomes even more strategic. Fans are waiting for bold moves in the transfer market and the arrival of athletes with a more dynamic profile, adapted to Postecoglou's offensive style. Among all the confirmed departures, the name that stands out the most is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. The Danish midfielder was a starter for most of the last few seasons, and even without shining as brightly in 2023-24, he remained consistent. On loan to Olympique de Marseille, Højbjerg's contract with the French club became permanent, as already stipulated in the contract. He played 30 games in Ligue 1 and made more appearances in the French Cup, showing his versatility and commitment. At Tottenham, the midfielder was always seen as a reliable player, with good game reading and strong marking, although he was not unanimously popular among fans. His departure represents a significant change in the team's midfield with Postecoglou's new, more offensive playing philosophy. Højbjerg may no longer have fit in as before, but his experience and dedication leave a respectable legacy from his time with the Spurs. Tottenham's decision to release several players at once, even after winning the Europa League, is bold and strategic. It indicates that the board and coaching staff are focused on a long-term project, prioritizing players who really fit Ange Postecoglou's proactive and modern style. The departure of players with little playing time, such as Forster and Reguilon, was already expected, but the departure of players like Werner and Højbjerg requires adequate replacements. The club seems determined not to rest on its European title and, on the contrary, sees this victory as a starting point. It is a gamble that could pay off, but it also requires careful planning. And now, Spurs fans, the rebuilding is officially underway. The Europa League was just the beginning. Tottenham shows that it doesn't just want to participate, but to be a protagonist. If you enjoyed this comprehensive analysis, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because there's a lot of news coming up. Comment here on what you think of these departures and who you would like to see arriving. Stay tuned. In the coming days, there may be some big signing at Tottenham.